Hey guys, guess what came in the mail? Da-da-da! Charlotte Tilbury's new bronzer and the quad. So if you're interested in hearing more about it, stay tuned. Hey everybody, so I am really excited. I just received the Charlotte Tilbury new bronzer, the matte bronzer. I also received the matte quad that came out at the same time. I have the bronzer in Fair. Let me show it to you. It is very, very light, and if I put it on my skin to swatch it for you, to be honest, you're not gonna really see it. But I can tell you, and I'll show you, I'll walk you through. I have it on my face now. I filmed putting the makeup on so you guys can see it all and see how it looks. It really is a beautiful powder. A couple things about the compact. It's an enormous compact. In comparison to her powder, her Airbrush Flawless Filter powder, this is the powder, this is the bronzer. So it's an enormous case. It is refillable. There's this little like hole on the back. You just press it and you can refill it. So it is a refillable compact. It is a gorgeous compact. I mean, it's just stunning. Really, really beautiful. It has the same design as her Film Star Bronze and Glow, as you can see. So first, before I show you kind of how it all looked, a couple things to say about the powder. So Charlotte says that it has hydrating hyaluronic acid, smoothing silky mica, blurring soft focus silica, microfine perfecting powders, magical microspheres, and it's covetable, collectible, and sustainable because there's refills, so you can refill it. It's like I said, it's a beautiful bronzer. It comes in 4 shades, but I got the fairest shade. So let's go into the application. So as you can see, my skin is very, very fair. Lately, it's been even fairer because I haven't been outside. So before I put the bronzer on, you can tell how pale my skin is. This bronzer definitely bronzes up the skin, but it's a very natural glow. It's a very subtle glow. I'm actually gonna buy the next shade up, which I believe is, let's take a look here, medium. So it's fair medium. Fair medium tan and deep. Fair, medium, tan, and deep. And so the fair works beautifully on me. I really like it. I think it looks really nice, really natural. I think it just gives a beautiful warmth to the skin. It feels great on. I do think it does have a little bit of that blurring power. I think it does have a little bit of that blurring effect. It looks really nice. It feels very comfortable, feels very lightweight, feels very much like the powder. You know, I have nothing bad to say. But I would say that as you see me putting it on, it's very, very light. So the fair is very light. I don't know what the difference will be between the fair and the medium. I am going to purchase the medium to see what I think. The medium may end up being too dark, and there may need to be a color between the fair and the medium, but I don't want to say that yet because I don't have the medium, so I don't know. But I would say the fair is very fair. So it works for me because I am very fair. But if you're sort of a light, a little bit darker than me, but not necessarily medium, I don't know. I don't know if maybe there should be, or maybe there will be, a shade in between. So we'll see. But as you see, as I'm putting it on, it just goes on beautifully. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Cheek to Chic blush. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter finish powder on my face before I put on all of this. I used the highlighter from the Bronze and Glow. I then used the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner, the lip cheat in Hollywood Honey. I used the Hepburn Honey lipstick. And then, of course, on the eyes, I have the quad. So let me show you the quad. They are 4 warm mattes. Have them on my eyes now. Extremely pigmented, really goes on beautifully. Reminds me of her newer quads, the green lights and the super blue and I forgot the names, but the 4, the maroon, the blue, the green, and the copper charge. Just, you know, beautiful, beautifully pigmented, really smooth. They went on really nicely, blended. I would say this particular quad is unique in the sense that it's all mattes. It does have a warmer, almost fall-like feel to it to me, but I think that's just because, you know, the shades that are in it. But I certainly will wear these shades in the spring and the summer because they work for me. They are shades that I like, and they are complementary to blue eyes. So I love this compact. I love this quad. This is, I think, gonna be one of my favorites. And I used all the shades on my eyes today. But, you know, if you wanted to take like 1 or 2 of these shades and mix it with a shimmer, you absolutely can. I think it's a great standby core quad to own. And then if you want to mix in shimmers, you know, you can. And if you don't, you can just use this. So I just think it's great. So basically I have a full face pretty much of Charlotte Tilbury. The only thing that's not my foundation is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Cushion Foundation. I'm just finding that I'm really liking that lately. I'll probably start switching to a tinted moisturizer as we get into a little bit of the warmer months, but for now, that's kind of my go-to. And I have on the Essence Lash Princess mascara on my eyes. That one has been a favorite. I've really enjoyed that. But everything else, I'm just double checking, everything else is Charlotte Tilbury. And I will put it in the description box below, but all Charlotte Tilbury, all excellent. All I can say about the powder is that it's silky, it's smooth, goes on beautifully. This is what the shade Fair is gonna look like on somebody who's pretty fair. As you saw when I was doing the application, it definitely warmed up my skin. I used it kind of all over. I did sort of emphasize the cheekbone area and a little bit on my nose after I went over the whole face. But in general, I mean, I kind of just did like an all over look. I think it's beautiful. And I'll actually probably use this bronzer like every day because some of the bronzers I love, but they're a little too much, a little too orange, especially now that I'm very, very pale. So this is a bronzer I could use throughout the year. I can wear it in the summer when I'm a little bit more, my skin has a little bit more of a tan to it, although it doesn't now, and use it as like a kind of warming up my whole skin. And then, you know, put a little bit of heavier bronzer on parts that I want to emphasize. And then in the winter and the fall months, it's gonna be perfect because it gives me this nice glow, but it doesn't look like a tan. It also says that it's face and body, and that makes some sense given the size of it. I mean, like I said, that's enormous. That's just a huge compact. So you can use it all over your body. That's not something I generally do, but you know, like you could do it on your clavicle or whatever, wherever you wanted to kind of, you know, have a little bit of a tan. But honestly, I love the powder. It's gorgeous. I'm not surprised. I mean, I was expecting, to be honest, I had very high expectations because I love the Flawless filter, the Flawless Finish powder. I mean, the Flawless Finish powder is my favorite powder, and I've gone through many of them. So I'm not surprised that I love the bronzer, but you know, it's nice that it met my very high expectations. So if you're interested in the powder, absolutely I would recommend it. I think it looks great. I think it looks gorgeous. The only question would be the shade. I think if you're very fair like me and you just want a light bronze, this is gonna be great. If you're a little bit light, a little bit warmer, a little bit darker skin tone, it may be too pale for you and you might wanna go to the medium. I'm gonna get the medium anyway and try it out, so. Real quick review, I wanted to get it out there for y'all to see. So again, if you could hit support, if you could hit subscribe, if you could hit like, it really does make a huge difference, especially as I'm starting to build up the channel. The subscribers make a huge difference. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed and who are watching and are liking and are commenting. And I hope to see you again in another video really soon. Thanks so much.